how hard will it be for my computer to get that done? Yum, 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 yum. Oh, shit. Do-do-do-do-do. I probably don't need this. Oh. Ooh, I can check that out. Let me see. So I don't know how this will work. Comments. I can't post this on Messenger. So I cannot respond to Facebook. Well, fair enough. Fair enough. Still figuring this out, folks. Oh, one watching. Wow. Let me see. Oh, it's just me. Okay, so we don't need that. Bam, 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 bam. Ooh. Dumb. Let me actually close other tabs. So that's no, cancel. And then what does this do? All right, so that kind of works. All these transitions. Yeah. Nicely tucked away. That'll work. All right, so I'm just working. What was I looking for? If this doesn't matter, oh yeah. Maybe I should open. The screen 9, actually 8. Split screen. Here. Yeah. Can't have everything up on the public screen. Scream. Hey, Annie's here. My little sis is joining me for some co-working time. Aw, how do I like you? How do I like you? Come on. How do I like you? Oh, virtual. Okay, there's a star button. Little sis is down there. This is going to be like the coziest co-working session ever. I hope y'all got some laptops out to do your work or do some studies or whatever. Let's fool ourselves into believing we're here to be productive. Oh, by the way, I just got my jab covered up. Oh, Vadim in the house. Oh, sweet. This is kind of like cool. I'm actually having a lot more fun than I was anticipating. Darn. All right. Vadim is like a god hacker. I'm hoping to have a stream once with Vadim. Yeah, Vadim's gonna school me. So yeah, I'm definitely down for that. Payment! The fan is here. Okay, so what are we doing today? Because I have a bunch of merges that I need to tend to. Uh, Payman and Vadim are here, so they know like they're pretty serious work cats. So I gotta step my game up. No pressure, no pressure. Alrighty. So yeah, I'm thinking a lot about format, and so I'm really open to ideas on what to try or what to stop doing. Um, and I actually like the idea of just doing co-working with either one of you. So maybe we should just do a stream together, and then we can both screen share, do some stuff, sometimes swap between screens, talk about some stuff, ask a question here or there. Yeah, should be enough to get things done. So yeah, today I'm trying to fetch some stuff, probably do some merges. Always have to enter passwords. Oof. Okay, so I did that merge, and then I wrote this little hack. Um, I need to merge that. I guess this one I can throw away because I've already rebased it. Uh, oh yeah, fun fact. I should probably explain what the hell I'm really doing today. Um, so I'm working on this little tool. Ahmad! Oh, Mateo! Oh, the house is. Oh, this is getting a real full house for my first stream. That is just not that's not just me in the house. That's kind of like cool. Do you actually hear me? I think y'all hear me. My sister's sort of like, oh, goofball. So that must mean I've been saying some dumb shit, like it's foolish shit. Let's put it that way. This is fun. Yeah. So what am I doing these days? I'm goofing around. I'm building this tool that is kind of like a documentation tool, or not necessarily documentation tool. It's more like a knowledge management, progress management type of thing. Mind you, not project management, progress management. Um, because I am allergic to the likes of Confluence, um, and I'm trying to make something that's like developer friendly. So as you can see, I have a lot of private company related info there, which is amateur mistake, obviously. Um, Let me close the product pad. And this entire document is almost like a markdown file. And I basically write all my tasks in here. Um, and I can kind of like do things like I can look at to-dos, see all the different to-dos that are in there. Looks a bit overwhelming, but somehow I can navigate this. Um, I just don't know how to open it again. Oh, that's my mistake. Yeah, and I can also, how do I escape? Oh, shoot, amateur hour. Oh, now we're back. Okay, yeah. Um, when you're doing demos, no pressure. I know it's gentle. So Anno is going to be on our next stream, and Anno is working on some really cool gadgets, playing around with storytelling with not language models. How do you call them? Like the kinds of the mid journeys and the stable diffusion, like basically generated art. So I'm really keen on having a chat with Anno to figure out what he's building and what kind of stories he's telling. So that's going to be dope. And maybe even look at some of the art where he's tinkering around with. So yeah, that's just yeah, this is what's coming up next week, folks. Next week. Did I get that correct? Let me double check because we were talking and maybe I'm not set a different time and I'm just too excited. Um, it's probably November. Let's see. Rookie mistake. Um, yeah, the week after. Oh, thank you for clarifying. The week after November, I'll be at Web Summit, so I'll be trying to do a stream in the middle of Web Summit. Maybe I run out to a cafe and then I just nerd out with Arnaud for an hour. Arnaud, I'm sorry, I have to pronounce your name correctly. So that's kind of like how we're gonna figure it out. Yeah, so I already have some good folks for the next streams lined up. It's gonna be fun times. Cool. Yeah, so back to what I'm working on. Um, this is basically a README. The internet is full of these things. You go to GitHub, take any random project, like I'm gonna take like a really high profile project, I guess. This guy is like above my pay grade, way above my pay grade. George Hotz from Comma AI. I wish it was a little bit smarter like this dude. But a README is basically a very basic file, plain text, where you put some notes, like how do you install this thing, how do you use it, like example code, uh, example in using it in Torch, like PyTorchy. This is like machine learning related stuff. It's like a framework that allows you to quickly write, basically adapt your models for different accelerators. So I think there's a lot of CUDA type stuff in the background you could do. Apple Neural Engine, the Google TPU. These are all kind of like different hardware options out there on which you can run neural nets. So that is going to be this is kind of like cool. So because the README just gives you a bunch of information, you have images in there, blah blah blah. But that's kind of like the only thing we use them for. And then we have like READMEs, and then some people have this thing called Confluence, and other people have like Linear or Jira or whatever variant of project management tooling you still want to use along with that. And I'm trying to bring them closer together, but in a way that it's super, super developer friendly, in the sense that I can control it through Git or through simple API calls, and I can basically like trigger everything from the convenience of my little Slack environment, which obviously we don't have yet, but person's got a dream. Anyways, I'm trying to merge something because I had this like basically minor contribution of making something a little less ugly. The thing is, I'm not that gifted. I can't do big chunks of work in one go, so I do like these tiny baby steps that look a little less shitty than what it used to look like before. And I'll take that. I'll be happy with that. You can't have it all. And then I freaking broke it. So I'm gonna have to fix it. Let's shut the hell up and get some work done, huh? Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do, it's broken, blah, 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 feed. So let me look at the diff. Here. It's like a conflict that I'm not clear on how to resolve, but what I can do at the very minimum is merge the upstream, fast forward. So now my mouse is just going to move up. There we go, moved up. Then I'm going to create a new branch, calling it vbina stream 1. Ooh. Redo underscores. Because I did a shitty job the last time. Not a valid starting point. Okay, see? Still doing a shitty job here. Starting from hack, vbina stream 1, redo underscores. Redo hide underscores. That's actually what's happening here. Hide underscores. Cool. So here we go. Now, the laziest thing I can do is basically go back to that thing and then look at these different, and then basically apply. Does it replay? Could not. Let's see. Conflict. So where's the conflict? Components doc heading. There we go. We're already getting answers. Heading. That doesn't track C. Okay, let me just source and prototype and main. What is it? Components doc heading. Oh, here we go. This thing already figured it out. To do element keyword string blah blah, and then I refactored it to take. I didn't refactor. Oh, I defined it's at heading destination. Probably don't need that anymore. Do I? Let's have a look. Let's see what else is in it. And if I never referenced that function anywhere. Funky. Actually, well, I exported, so I still need it. So we're going to do some remodeling here. No, 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 no. Take it easy. Take it easy, cowboy. Migrate out. That we're doing that in TypeScript mode. Let's see the syntax. Up, up, up. So what do we have here? Looks legitimate. Okay, cool. So, oh, merged. Is there something else that's conflicting here? Let's just search for that. Let's merge. Okay, cool. Nothing is in there. So we just have a markdown, migrate out. I don't think I have done anything to migrate out this to-do element thingy. Do I actually use it somewhere? Here we go. We do. Let's just keep it where it is, right? That just to keep things simple. npm run. It's always on your life. Ooh, Sukrit's in the house. You're missing out on a warm coffee. We should do some co-working time with some good coffee from Sohel. I'm down for that, bud. Let me know when you're up for it. Also, I have like a couple more weeks when I'm still in town, so we got to get this in quickly. Okay, so I have to do some npm install stuff because I don't really develop on the main workspace or work tree. But I am in the middle of a stream and I'm kind of like royally screwing this up because I'm probably more nervous than I realize. No, that was dumb. That was dumb. And stuff. That was it. I do spend a lot of time fiddling around with my config. It's not a responsible choice, but I do like this to look. Now it's starting to get dark, so I'm going to switch into dark mode. So everyone, close your eyes. It's probably going to get a bit shocking, the color contrast. But it's getting dark in the office, so the bright screen's hurting my eyes. And as an old man, I have to watch myself. My eyes can't handle as much as they did when I was a young warthog. So this is kind of necessary. All right, see you in a bit. Let me do can I do a reply? Did it or not? Okay, so this is an interesting kind of like usability mode, trying to respond to things while I'm in the middle of a stream because I have to flip between screens, and I'm clearly not the most skilled computerer. So let me do like a quick show around of the situation here, the messy situation that she finds herself in the middle of. These are the screens, so I'm working from them. So I'm watching on this thing, kind of like my own stream with the comments, so I can sometimes respond to it. But I have to switch from one screen to another to do anything, and I'll be working on this one. You actually see it? Yeah, okay, you actually see it. So we work from that, and then I have my laptop down here where I do the typing. And then I have these keyboards that I'm actually trying to learn to type on because my old man hands are starting to hurt when I type too much. But it's really hard to type on them. So I've been playing this game at night. I don't know what the game is called, but it's a really cutesy game where I get to like do some typing exercises. And I'm hoping that in maybe a month's time, I'm moderately competent on this keyboard. Then I can start typing in a way that doesn't have to hurt as much anymore. You know, old man problems. You youngsters, someday you're going to be there. You're going to realize like, things used to be easier. There's a reason why old folks sometimes are grumpy. Life ain't too nice to you all the time, huh? So yeah, that's just me dealing with my old people-ish. Cool, so I installed this stuff. Let's run tests, npm run. Oh, no, actually, let's build. I don't even know, like right now I'm blanking so much. Here, run build. Probably doesn't work. Oh, it does. Okay, cool. Let's see if it fails. Because then I know that the merge thing doesn't work. I have to fix something. Long cycles. I'm not a JavaScript, TypeScript developer. I'm coming up with excuses, obviously. So you can call me out on that. Okay, but while I'm doing that, I can probably start reading into something else I want to do. Superbase.com. Been looking into that, and then Orich. So if I go back to my prod, I think it's my prod board. That's my notes. Split this up again. Go back to my README, but my engineering one. Okay, so I have like a couple of points on prototype 1 that I have to address. So I have an auth point where I'm thinking of like preparing a database, probably Supabase. Should be easy. I don't know what's the good toolbox to handle migrations in like a Next.js project, but I'll have some of those. I probably may even do some of them manually just to get it out of the way, the crappy way. So I can kind of like have this notion of spaces, which I wrote down here. So you can see, probably, I don't know if it's easy for you to spot where I'm at. But the spaces need to be persisted somewhere. So that's why I need a database. And probably for auth, I need a bit of a database as well, because I'm going to keep a record of different accounts that I can facilitate on the platform. And I've looked a little bit around between auth0, NextAuth, ClerkDev, and Orish. Of course, they're very different services, where Orish and auth0 are probably closer together, probably ClerkDev as well. NextAuth is a very different thing, but it might be a nice stepping stone to play around with. So yeah, I'm probably just going to take the plunge and go for Orish right away. I'm not sure if I'm doing it today, though. Let's just save settings. I don't need to. Also, let me make sure my dark modes thing actually works. But developers, documentation, let's see how that works. Is that a little easier to read? We read that. Let's get started. Not local. Okay, let's just local development. Orish APS must be available in the same domain. I don't need that. I just probably need a guide. I also don't need that. Okay, integrate server-side app. There we go. Oh, it's right there. This guide shows how to create a simple Next.js application secured with authentication powered by Ori. You can use this guide with both cloud and self-hosted. Perfect if you have Next.js installed, want to build an app using Next.js, you only give access to your signed-in users only. Good. So what do? You have to like Ori integrations next edge, create API handler, use export a config, create API, fallback to playground, require login to access homepage. So what do we do? So we import configuration, an API, session and identity, and an edge config, which is okay. And then we create a new instance of an API client with a given configuration. And then we write this function, get username, which receives an identity. Okay, and then takes something out of the identity, either email or username. Cool. And then in the home page, which almost every Next.js project has, we basically set up some stores for session and logout URL. Then we basically define an effect, Ori to session, then data, blah, 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 set session, data. Okay, so Ori to session. We see if we have a data payload, payload with a data field. And if we do have it, we set session. Otherwise, we catch some error, we redirect people to like a UI log. This is pretty easy, actually. And then otherwise, you say create self-service logout flow URL for browsers. All right. And then we set logout URL, but where do we set it? Set logout URL. Okay. This is, of course, because that's from the store. So I can probably refer to this somewhere later in the app. So let's say logout. Here it is already. We basically create a basic link. Already, so we could probably actually get away with implementing something crappy. All right, back to this thing. Built. Okay, we can wrap this up. The first thing was picked. So we go back to this and can basically say that This is covered. Yes. Yeah. Here we go. Did we get this? Yeah, merged. Okay, here it is. Double check, looking okay-ish. Did something goofy, this thing here. That was the issue just a minute ago. Correct. So we sneak up on you, right? All right, cool. So let's just call this a wrap feed. That's applied. Now there's another one that we need to apply. Let's close this. So that one is there. I can close that. That's done. And then for this thing, we still had this bit. Refactor workflow state. Not sure what it does. I don't remember my own code. Yep. I moved a few things around. Clean stuff up. Right? So what I'm going to do, I'm basically going to apply that. Give me a minute. Yes. LB, there we go. And that. So I apply that. Apply, pick, and underscores and stage. All right, errors. Why? I tell you, I don't like this. I don't like this. Okay, cool. What do you have? To do color goes away. That was my change coming from head. Actually, yeah, did it come from, okay, 99B09 F6C, okay. People merging stuff, it's not always fun, right? You have to pay attention. Bunch of things that you can really royally mess up. So I defined another helper is at heading destination. I doubt I need it. Okay, I remember what happened. We had these in here in heading, we moved them out. So I believe that at this point in time, I probably just needed to do color bid. See, keep upper. Yeah, let's take the upper part. Okay. So we just dropped is heading destination is at heading. Where does this come from? Probably don't need it. Just keep the upper. The router as path. The whole is at heading destination. Blah blah blah. I think that Tijan took care of that. Is there anything else in there? Okay, cool. I don't think there's anything else. This file is resolved, right? So let me see if I can kind of like go back to the terminal, right? Build background, and double check. These were the only two changes that I needed to make. Basically, reckon them resolved. Yeah, stage changes are done. Basically, remove the import destination for heading. Or no, I didn't remove it. I just added color for workflow state. Good. We basically simplified the lot. Also, I like that we dropped that whole or null thing in the signature. It's not pretty. Cool. I guess that's it for now. I believe I should now move on to. Give me a second. Okay, cool. Yeah. Merge. And the game is like not on point. Me learning that keyboard thingy, my system is a little tripped up. Sure. Merge that. Cool. Alrighty, so I believe at this point in time, I can run Def. Who runs Def anyways? Like, you know what? Take a chance. Oh yeah, color for workflow state defined, never used. What is that? What is that? Color for workflow state. Why is that? Not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Yeah. Why is it not used? Because I have this thing here. Yeah, cool. So I drop that. Where do I use to do color? Do I not use that to do color? Weird. To do element. Don't we get color in there? Maybe we don't need either of them. We can just rip this out. Yeah, and then I just up look for color for workflow. Maybe it's defined somewhere. Here we go. Color for workflow state. Something's fishy. Find it. I don't use it. Oh, then I probably should do this actually. I probably still need it. Where's the next? So I say color for workflow state. I hate this. I hate this. No, not doing this. To do element, let's look at that. Here, to do element, to do keywords. Now maybe I can say color for workflow state, and then to do keyword, and then I also pass along the keyword directly, and then I go back to do. So maybe not to do element. Nah. Yeah, I need to type start restart server so I can path follow things. Does that work? Come on. Well, oh, here we go. It does work. Server starting. Okay, good. Now I pass along color and keyword. Good. Now I don't have to worry about stubbing color stuff in there. I probably also don't need to migrate out. I believe that refers to the color determination logic. Okay, fair enough. The reason I'm moving that out, I kind of want to have this situation where color is individual to do. So I'm gonna do something violent. I'm gonna flip them back. They're either red, green, orange, green, or red, based on whether they're to do done or somewhere in the middle. And I want to have like I want to have smarter logic to determine or to handle that. So if I go back to my product charts, for example, I have like one workflow defined. Start set to do, and then in scoping, then work in progress, then in def, then in test, and then it's either done or it gets canceled along the way. And I can basically take any of my tasks that are in progress, right? I probably have like a workflow state. So I can basically take one of them. Then I get a prompt at the bottom that asks me where I want to move. How I want to like move transition or state transition something. Well, I don't want to do anything, so I just cancel. Also probably not doing something correct. It's real. Let's see if we do this, and then I do that. How do I quit? Sparse tree, work sparse tree. Oh, that's it. That's reordering stuff. Oh, whatever. Cool. So you already see like how I can promote tasks from one thing to another. Let me just show you a cleaner example. Fold most of the things. I'll fold it, then I open this one, and then I can be like, hey, you know what? We're going to define to do, blah, yeah. And then I can be like something I can probably move it to done, and then you see up top 24% instead of 1. Some comment, just demoing hard mode effectively. Yeah, typing is hard, but I don't need this, so I'm just gonna rip it out. Do this. But you can see how the colors change when you move from one stage to another. Done is the final stage, screen. I don't think it's intuitive because green sometimes means go. So you would think that maybe green things are things that still need to happen. I guess in this reasoning to do, it's kind of like starting point, things that still need to start moving, and everything that's still in motion is kind of like red until it's finalized, and then it's green because finalized tasks are a good task, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I think we got to the point here where we can build. See if this fills. Let me just tackle the next thing. I was talking too much. This is kind of like the point of a string, though. Still, amateur hour at the Apollo. What is this? Type string is undefined. What am I doing? 71. Give me line 71. What's happening here? Color. Oh, I don't see color in there. Doc. Of course, wrong file. Dummy. 71. 71. Color. What is wrong here? String. Undefined is not assignable. What? String undefined is not assignable to blue. Blah. Because it did something weird. So to do element basically takes color for workflow state. Okay, go to do element. No, go to color for workflow state. There's potentially a signature that's weird. It's always returning string. I take a string. I take a document. I return a string. Yeah. How? What is that thing? Oh yeah. Well, why is it optional? People, no, it can't be optional. It's mandatory. So now we're assigning a very clear color to something, and it has to be blue, gray, red, green, yellow because these are colors that a tag knows, I guess. So, yeah, fair enough. Here. So that probably is a little bit of progress up to the next error. Are we on to the next one? On to the next one. Okay, string is unassignable to type. Okay, which is clear. We have some BS going on. So now I just have to go to color for workflow state. The types there are off. You can't just have any random type, bozo. So let's look. So this is where I started having issues. It's fundamentally incorrect from a hierarchy perspective to go and import the colors from the tag component. So what I'm going to do, tag components, tag, it's a document tag. So look, what are the colors you know? Type. Should I really define the colors in there, or do I need to figure that out elsewhere? Do I? That's a tricky one for me. How do I solve this? A renderer. Is a renderer color aware? That's like a detail level thing. It doesn't belong in there. But it's already in there. Like right now, I'm already like rendering color, so it's fucked either ways. So I may as well take this and say we're gonna do this. We're gonna call these workflow state color, which is either blue, gray, red, green, ugh, whatever. Probably a variant of what, but that's a future problem. Let's not worry about it now. I already select red, green, yellow, or blue. Okay, fine. I then specify that I'm returning a workflow state color. I'm also exporting this type. And then I go in here, import workflow state color from work renderer. No, not like that. I guess I don't need the at. Then I drop this, and then we figure out where it's tagged color, we rename out whatever. Actually, and let's call it workflow state color. Let's see what the level of violence inflicted it was. Yeah, see, stupid. I can't call myself that. It's not good. I shouldn't use these words. Am I cleaning things up or am I breaking things? Also, what was this? Something with watch. Yeah, let me do that real quick. Fix watch. Working on the UI, running npm run effects all full, blah, 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 which core logic. Yes. Oh, okay. npm run build. Wrong. It doesn't continuously run. Compose the code on every change. It doesn't build. Oh, this is the one. Here we go. I want to match on every file in core. Yeah, every file in core with potentially PS or PSX. I don't even know if this is correct. History grep npm. That's back. Okay, it's been a while ago since I ran it. Let me try it in a different one. History. Let me actually see if there's a limitation on how long the history. Okay, whatever. Grep build. There's nothing in there. 10,000 records. None of them are useful. Oh, maybe I can check for enter. Maybe I did. Forgot it all. Well, amateur hour at the Apollo. Pages are all TSX files, components are TSX files. Frankly, I'm not going to change anything. Like, mistake this. Let's just drop it in here. Let's see what happens. Damn, does it match? Okay, so now it's just going to be watching this. I don't have to overthink. I can start changing things, and this will just load. Yeah, okay. Still have some nonsense in there. Heading, doc, heading, feeling really lame. To do keyword colored classes. And these match, so that's good, right? And then heading. And then we have, what's the colors? Color for workflow. Workflow. So workflow is coming out of that. And then what do we do with that? Should not be an issue. Not anymore. Types. Workflow state color. Obviously unknown. I need to import. Oh, state color. This is ugly. Probably have to make a note of that. Let me go to the prod notes. So the engineering notes, what do we have? Workflow. What do you define? Organize components. Okay, so this is something that we're working on at design level. That's the point right now. That's progress. Update union extract stream states for determine color scheme. That's kind of like related, not completely. Color scheme used to communicate progress. Is it display task problem? Okay, fair enough. We'll put it in there. Yeah, see workflow state color in renderer. Oh, and then I just probably want to put it in a quote. And I have to look into this. Actually, to I need to look into. Actually, it's not a design point either. Okay, my mail point. Emoji is still there. Folks are hanging out. That's dope. This is good vibes. I'm happy. I don't even know who Pamoja is. The handle is not familiar to me. Pamoja, if you can text me, let me know who this is. I would love to know. So, folks, what are you all working on today? Quite curious to hear what other folks are up to. Studying for something? Are you writing some documentation? Are you just watching this or cooking? We're already like 3/4 in. Like we've almost made the hour. I'd also be curious to know C. Mateo, are you writing C right? Oh, of course, Stefano. My God, how did I not register that? Of course, that's you. Yes, I'm happy to see you, bud. Stefano and I, we work together. So Stefano's watching my antics while writing some C. Stefano's doing some hardcore C programming these days. At 42 Berlin. Yeah, maybe I pop on by one of these days this week. Let me know if Friday is a good time to pop by again to see what y'all have been up to. Would be cool. And figure out what to do. This is the point. Sometimes tasks are as simple as just like figure out what to do with this. I have no answer to this, but I wrote it down. I'll mark it to myself. I'll have to get to it. It's probably a technical dead point, so I'll mark it as such as well. Close it, forget about it, back to work. All right, next point. Argument of type string is not assignable to the parameter of type workflow state color because, yes, fair enough. We have multiple places where this is going to break now. The Kanban boards, I built this thing for the Kanban boards to have colors. So right now, you see these headings, how boring they are. Okay, cool. So this merging thing is taking me way more time than it's supposed to. I didn't promise y'all it would be fast. I told y'all it's going to be painful to watch. A supposedly almost senior programmer spending a long time to write some trivial code. All right, so where are we? Line 29. Two element signatures off because it's what? No, it's getting a title in, but what is it expecting? The title is a string. Two element is color which is that, then, oh, goodness, 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 goodness. Should I probably flip it around because the color is optional, right? A to-do element that's there regardless of color. So I probably should go back here and say to-do element, keyword string. That's the main thing. But is it though? Is it? It should be. Oh, yeah, this is another thing that's like problematic. So right now I'm struggling because to-do element, you can have an empty keyword, but then there should be no to-do element. And why should I return nothing at the place where I'm actually trying to like spawn this thing into existence? I should probably already do a check to avoid trying to like populate. Yeah, okay, fine. So here, to do keyword. So the check for the keyword is probably not the most trivial because what is it? String or no? Okay, easy, easy. Uh, node. What is it? It's, holy crap! I'm blanking. How do you end up in? How do I end up in like a JavaScript REPL? Anyone? Yeah, good advice, Stefano. Stefano, do you remember how I end up in like a JavaScript REPL? No JS? No, that can't be. Oh goodness, I was in there like last week. How do I forget? Node REPL CLI. This is such a rookie mistake. How can I not remember? Node. What? Ah, wrong folder. Of course. Um, I'm not, so I'm on this obscure operating system, NixOS. It's boxed. It was in a folder where there is no JavaScript project, so this thing didn't know what to do with it. Let me. There we go. Okay. So like a node in here, bam, we're there. I say no blah. It should be blah. I know, of course, done. Not, I can't say that, right? Holy smokes. Okay, no, so this doesn't work. It is or, yeah. People, you can see, my kind of like binary operators, logic operators, and or, not or, and that type of jazz, and yet I get it wrong, royally wrong. But you know what? It's okay. You can't know it all. What I was really trying to do, if you remember this thing here, to do, probably don't need it. So we're going to mark this thing for removal. Going in here, just only one place where I need it. I'm just going to do this. Nice and easy. I'm just going to say, you know what? If do keyword, if to do keyword is set, then we do that. And then I think the logic there would be if this thing is set, we do the component, right? If the thing there is null, what's wrong with me? I did, yeah, it's empty if it's not set, and otherwise, it's a component. I should be experienced, but not that experienced after all. I'm taking that out. I'm just going to define it in here directly, simplify that. Dropping that. I probably don't have another definition of to do in here, so we're good. So now I can say that if to do, that to do always has the keyword. So now I can be like to do keyword. Well, it's always known. I drop the second argument. Then I'm going to change the signature of this function. Say like, you know what? The first argument is always the keyword, no exception. I don't want to have to think about what if the color isn't, the keyword isn't set. That scenario shouldn't happen anymore. Then we basically can try to figure out if there is a color, and that should always be fixed. There's no blank color. You just have to specify then some fallback color and make it dead simple, right? People now have to think when they use this, um, including myself. Um, so when I come in here, I say color for workflow state, I have to think about it. Return a valid color, but then also here, I actually have to think about what the color is going to be. So yeah, let's do color for workflow state, same thing. Um, oh, this is interesting. How the hell do we pass a title along here? Ah, the title is the okay, cool. That's a curious choice. Oh, fair enough. Let's just do that. Fine, 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 fine. All right, so we don't know what color for workflow state is because we haven't told this thing yet how to play with that. Also, why is the data thing? Don't think about that now. Like focus on one thing. Well, what are we doing? Color for workflow state from core renderer. Fix. Builder. What is the problem? No such file directory. Yeah, come on. Sometimes the build tools are a little funky. It's the enter thing that's not helping. Are you making headway on your C assignment, Stefano? Okay, nice. There's some weird stuff here where I probably need to like eliminate some files from whatever Webpack like builder is trying to bundle them into some build. Okay, but now it's building again. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's in here? Holy smokes. Good vibes. Hey, Jesus. I'm pretty sure my parents are probably tagging along or going to watch the stream at some point, and they're going to be like, that's a little blasphemous, David. Sorry, Ma. Sorry, Pa. All right, cool. I can format this. This thing builds now. Look at this. Bam! Fireworks. For a senior dev, this is embarrassing. But, you know, senior devs also have, like, shitty moments. Can't write good code all the time. Sometimes also kind of, like, fun to not have the foggiest idea what you're doing. Or to just be, like, a little bit... to be fighting sometimes. Sometimes it's fun. Oh, so made a lot of changes. Oh goodness. This is but what I can do right away while I'm doing that running the def build, I can show you how the icons look now. So we move this out. Let me see. In the middle of yeah. Modify. That's another thing. So we refactor color workflow state coloring out of heading into renderer. Fair enough. I think we did a thorough job of that now. Whatever we did before was a little sloppy. I am basically tagging all these changes. I'm not going to overthink it right now. Yeah, it's in renderer workflow state color, which is actually now a more complete implementation of whatever I had. This is TypeScript, bro. Little bros in the stream. Whoop whoop. TypeScript is like a JavaScript with types. It makes life so much nicer. I'm writing like a really boring documentation tool like this thing where you can like have tasks and drag them around. But you write the tasks in the same way that you write text almost, and you can convert them into tasks like this. So I can decide how I want to look at it. I can look at it as like story mode, like this text. I can look at it in Kanban mode. Maybe some of these things are deadlines, so I could probably switch to something that's like a calendar mode instead, or I can move to something that looks more like a list mode where everything is underneath each other. So that's something that I wish I had. And I usually like get really pissed off when I'm in other tools that make it really hard for me to get the perspective I need on projects. And I also feel like working on things is not like working in rigid, atomically defined tasks. Sometimes you're working on something that's a bullet point that then evolves into a story that then gets split up into 3 chapters, that of which one chapter maybe is a to-do, the others are just like rough ideas that you don't know what to do with, and then maybe they become a to-do over time, and then you progress some of the things over time into different stages. And I just want to be able to extract the metrics, like where am I, how many tasks are pending, how many tasks are completed, um, in a more fluid manner, instead of like having this very rigid Lego type of setup. I kind of like want to do like more of a um, clay molding approach to project management or collaboration in general. It also removes the barriers on what you can enter, because you can just drop brain farts in there and then elaborate them over time. So yeah, that's what I'm building. But I'm trying to fix what we're doing right now is in light mode. Okay, people, I'm going to flash all again, so careful. So in bright mode, or in this view, we have these columns that are um, just boring. And what I was hoping to do is to have columns that are a little less boring, in the sense that they give you some indication, a color-based indication or a cue of where something is. Yes, machine, how long are you going to take for this? Okay, there you go. See, now it's kind of like different. It's not much different, but now it's a little smarter. It figures out like, also, is this different font size? Okay, here we go. It's all the same size. Um, I guess slight difference. It's not the world, but yeah, you got to take what you can get. Um, yeah, I'll take the new one anytime over that one, right? Or I'm looking like, this is to do early stage and then the scope and blah blah blah. And the function that I have right now is a precursor to doing something a little smarter, where maybe the color gradually grows or evolves into whatever the color of the final state is. I don't know. It should probably be user configurable. Like, who am I to decide what this should be for most people? I don't have the answer, so I probably shouldn't be the person to decide that. Exactly. Also, the point here is like, yeah, let people do what they need to do within their context. Who is to be, not the person to decide it. Tools for hackers, my friend. Tools for hackers. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's probably the longest. Sure. Fix up refactor midstream, and that's the FU. Shut the hell up, because I wasn't shutting the hell up. I was yapping too much. Slow, because I was yapping too much. I mean, even this is a royal waste of time writing a comment like that. This is just a minor doc. Did I actually? Let me see if that actually works. If I say like, make their blog. Testing something here. Going to blog. Come on. Of course, I'm not in the right directory. Temp blog. This time. Touch. Touch. H ls123 H question. Darn it. Then this thing didn't work, so screw that. I'm canceling this. I'm basically discarding changes there. I don't care. What we did get done, wrap this up. So there's just one more thing, back to dark mode. This person, Kirill from Instagram, um, dropped this little point, which is actually a much nicer way to implement this function. We're going to do that, right? I like that a lot better. And I actually saw like another variant of this online somewhere. So let's see what we can do with that. Um, oh, this is probably a bad idea. Okay, well, let me figure out where the function is again. Look for WorkflowStates. Here we go. We go to that function again, and we're in there. And then we're just trying to say const colors is going to be to do color is going to be red for now. It's going to be all user configurable. Done color is going to be green. And then the default color is going to be default. No, just default is going to be blue or yellow. Black and yellow, black and yellow. We're not using this thing, so what we're just going to do, I think it's colors state, or if there is nothing in there, colors default. I think this is what the whole idea was about. And we say yellow now, so it probably should show up in yellow, black and yellow. Hey, hey, host, Simon in the house. We just got some colors in there. Look at this. Boring, to do, in scoping, work in progress, in def, in test. What is what? I can't figure it out. Oh, there's color now. It's a lot easier for me to freaking understand this. These tiny things make a world of difference, you know? Like this red. So now you can see these bulbs that are in a red state actually correspond to this column. Um, it's a bit like visual aids. You know, people need visual aids. And also other aids, all right? Because I mean, like I'm doing a lot of the visual thingies now because that helps me navigate it. But like people should be able to like turn on their text to speech thingy and get like really nice walkthrough through a document. Oh, Raymond in the house. That's a good one. Always on point, always sharp. We should do improv classes because that was so quick. Yeah, I'm probably still kind of a hoe. I'm Laney's hoe, I guess. Shoot. This is on the internet for the rest of my life, most likely. So yeah, people are gonna be able to go back to that one. Yeah, it's out there now. Who cares? We all say goofy things. Alrighty, so we have that in here. Bum bum bum. I can wrap this up. Maybe let me like as a courtesy run the formatter over this again. npm run format fix. So I think the hour is like, yeah. So we did the hour. We got it done. It's fixed. We even got Kittle's little fix in there, and we formatted npm run build. Make sure that the builder is happy about it. Meanwhile, let me switch over to the right screen. Look at the diff. Look at this. We removed a bunch of lines of code for something that is a lot simpler. Also, I think that the yellow instead of the blue is a lot better. But the compiler isn't happy about this. The compiler is like, well, element implicitly has any type because expression of type string can't be used to index. We. Yeah, element implicitly has any type because expression of type string can't be used to Oh, well, of course, yeah. Obviously, what I did wrong. This thing here is not of a string type. I should have known. Of course, I should have known. Also, you know what happened there? JavaScript, thinking it's going to be helpful, freaking rewrote this thing. Look, this is what happened. npm run format fix. And see, and sometimes these tools, like they think they're clever, but they're not. They're just giving you a hard time. Like, what's going to happen here? No, I don't need help. Leave me be. I think this is in one of those cases where you have to do this other thing that I actually think is a bit ugly. I've seen it before. Crap. Yeah, right. This is life action, folks. Watch me sweat. I'm actually sweating. I probably should drink some water to just compensate for all the liquids I'm losing. Also, I've eaten liquid food today. This is food, not sponsored. This stream is not sponsored. I don't even know why I'm talking about other products. So, yeah. But yeah, I didn't have time to go for my coffee walk today or for food. So I've been consuming liquid food. Hmm. It's like Soylent for poor people or Europeans. Flavor is cold brew coffee, so I'm guessing I'm getting some caffeine along with the vitamins and other necessary nutrients. All right, so maybe I should cheat a little bit because, like, how do I object TypeScript string key here. Oh yeah, no, this is not a great query. Uh, Not a great query. Uh, that's yeah, exactly. I think something like this, what I've seen before. Didn't like that. Value key string. What is that? Come on, give me more clues. I'm not a JavaScript pro, so or a TypeScript pro, so I need help. All the help you can get, buddy. Influencer career path. Yeah, I wish I have to work on those influencer points. I feel I'm more influenced than I'm an influencer. So I'm not on the right side of the line yet. So let's see if we can like shift it a little bit, huh? Explore. Oh, this thing is not informed. So keep findings run crazy. Why is my thing scrolling? I was trying to stay there. What I could do is try to trick this thing. If I say string, does it still try to? Actually, let's leave it. Let's see if the formatter then figures out that this thing should be fixed. If it even works like that. It did. Oh, I didn't. It didn't. Nah, that's not dope. That's not dope. I thought the compiler would be smart enough to figure out like, oh, I defined a type string to string. What I could do, it doesn't work. All right, plan B. Um, ah, neighborino, what's good? Balls though. I don't know which one. I don't know which neighbor's called balls though. It's good neighbor. Good seeing you here. You're gonna have to send me a text like over WhatsApp or like Signal or Telegram to reveal your true identity because I don't know who's balls. But you got balls for showing up like that. I gotta hand it to you. Gotta hand it to you. Let's figure this out. I feel like we're almost there, and I feel like I'm not ready to call it quits until it's done. So everyone else, y'all have been here for a good hour plus. Thank you for being here. If you tune out now, I'm more than grateful. Justin Kahn says, like, hit the bell, hit the like button, and hit the bell, subscribe, and I'll be your friend forever. That's at least what Justin Kahn says. But Justin Kahn has a lot of like allowance for like maintaining these friendships. I don't have that many social points yet. As Simon said, I'm still on the influencer career path, so I can't guarantee I can be your friend forever. But I'll be kind. It's as much as I can give you with the budget I have, my social budget. But yeah, if you zone out now to get some other stuff done and have a wonderful evening, go for it. I'm more than happy that this actually worked out. I'm going to be doing this every Wednesday, same time. Some days are going to be more serious work than others. You just hop in, see what's going on, tell me what problems you're working on, ask me some questions in case you have them. If you have friends that are dealing with like computer problems and you think that they want to just duck type with another person, tell them to pop in, ask me a question, watch me sweat when I can't answer it, because I'm probably going to deliver on that. And I think I just figured out what that syntax thingy was that I wasn't liking. I think it was something like that. Some unholy crap like this, which I doubt is correct. How to have string keys in in TypeScript object. Oh, I just say TypeScript. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. This abomination actually exists. So what is this? How do I define one vertically inline? Read only object. No. Index string to string. I don't like this. Number is unassignable type string. Yeah, fair enough. We got that already. So then we do this interface person index string. Yeah. Age type number is unassignable to string index type string. I don't understand. Oh my goodness. What am I missing? I'm pretty sure this is right in front of me. This is right in front of me. I don't see why I'm mixing this up. The key to that syntax and index signature in TypeScript and is used when we don't know all the names of the types properties ahead of time, but we know the shape of the values. Specify key and value of type string. Yeah, okay. Interface. Yeah, okay. I feel like I'm oh whatever. Can I do then this index? That define type like this is that actually feels so wrong. Yeah, okay. Do I refer to index anywhere? No, I just create like an animal here. Name Alfred, type dog, animals index string. So basically I don't jack crap with it. Jack shit with it. I probably can't say shit on the string. Oh, it is from Suriname. Ah, in scoping means that like I'm trying to estimate how large a task is going to be or how complicated it's going to be. And probably in the progress of in scoping it, I break it down in subtasks, or not necessarily subtask. It doesn't have to imply that hierarchy, like that hierarchical relationship could be just like sibling tasks. But yeah, it's just me busting a more complicated task into smaller ones, or deciding or figuring out that's probably a trivial thing, and then you just do it. So yeah, that's it. Pamoja, is that maybe Ramiro? I'm trying to piece this together. I haven't been able to look at my phone yet, but I'll figure out who you are, Pamoja. I'll figure that out. It's actually nice. Like I'm coding and I really don't feel alone tonight because I feel like there's a bunch of people sitting in the room with me while I'm struggling here. So let's see if this does anything. I probably should run the formatter first. Whatever. It is what it is. Let's look at the errors. Give me some juicy errors. Type string is not assignable to workflow state color. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough, because yours truly is a little bit slow sometimes. Yeah. Okay. So first things first, let's figure out. So we're past that one error, right? We don't have that weird thing anymore. npm run format fix. Let's just try to run the formatter on this to make sure that it doesn't try to like work the code into this abomination that we didn't want. Okay, so for we're okay for now. We run the builder. Let's see what happens. You always have to please the compiler or the type checker, actually. That's a different thing. When it gets this far, it's not the worst thing, right? Might actually. Most welcome, Moja. You have to tell me if I'm pronouncing your name correctly or your handle correctly. Yes! Okay, so we're committing some jazz. Bum, index, blah, blah, blah. This is fine. I'll live with that. Maybe I run the formatter again, but I'm not thinking anything is going to change. So I'm basically just going to go ahead and commit this. Oh, that's the wrong thing. CC. Yep, there we go. What do we do? We basically, draw refactor um, um, color generator from use. What is this? I don't know. Particle generator. That's simple. We're not going to come up with elaborate explanations. It's late. It's late, people. Push that, not to GitHub, to origin, which means that's probably incorrect. I probably don't remember it. Oh, I remembered it. Okay. Okay, cool. Now let's figure out is there a merge request that I can make? Hide underscores and stages. We'll talk about that later. Let me go back to this one. We're not going to talk about Superbase today anymore. Probably going to talk about it later, but probably off stream. Here we go. Create merge request. And the other one, JavaScript link. Okay. Fix. Fix. To do workflow state labeler hide underscore hiding fix hiding of underscores fix hiding of underscores in workflow state components, hiding of underscores and color determination in color selection. Let's call it that in workflow state component. That's the thing with like documentation as well. Like coming up with the right words for things it's not trivial. Sometimes it's like simple sentence. Took me a few seconds to get there, just such that my future self has a flying chance in hell to figure out what I really meant with that. This is the hardest part about I feel about collaboration. It's just coming up with the right words to say something that you will understand in the future. So I'm going to refer to 108. Okay, so I'm going to say handled with 108. So let's close this trophy. Thanks. Yeah, shake for yep. Comment close merge request, right? And then let me take this one. Now I just have to look at the pipeline, figure out if the pipeline is happy with this. Now, probably the storybook part is going to fail. The tests are green. Hell yes. We're merging this baby. Bum, bum, bum. Merge. Bum, bum, bum. So, which means that on our live version now, in a minute, we're basically going to be able to see colored columns. It's going to take a minute because it has to build for this thing now. No? I don't know how quickly it gets it done. I think right now, after the merge, Vercel is going to rerun the builds. So I probably can go here, see the pipelines. I probably should turn on my desk night lights. That's still running. Is that merge? All right, fair enough. Like, look, Vercel is trying to get the ship. It's already there. So I should be able to see it on release. This. Yeah, come on, back to that one. What am I missing, people? What am I missing? Actually, just click through to the here. What is happening, Vercel? What is happening? Oh, this is the wrong thing. 23 hours ago. Amateur hour at the Apollo. Come on, pipelines. Where are you? CICD pipelines. This thing is so slow. This thing is so slow. Well, integrate. Well, this is the one I care for in progress, but I know you work. You just, let's look at the commits. Did I not merge it? What is going on? Like, let's go to the merge requests. Am I missing something here? Yeah, updated just now. It's not merged. Didn't press the button. This is why I merge in on my machine. I don't do it with like these tools and buttons and whatnot. Approval is optional. Where do I merge? I've done the merge thing multiple times. Why can't I find a button? What the hell? I have to wait. So people, I think probably I should be talking to a therapist more, because you can see that most of my work is moments of rage, which is not good. We should be laughing about that. Should be talking about how I can get. Yeah, so this is what I usually do, right? I look at something like this. I'm like, yeah, fuck that noise. Branch. I check out um, back to a local branch. Yeah, I merge, not fast forward this time. Um, Merge, right? Stream, blah blah blah. Because I'm pretty sure this thing works. Push. I'm good with that. And then it closes this thing because this pipeline is running for far too long. Probably not the cleanest thing to do, but hey, it's my repo. It's our repo. We can do what we want. Who's going to sue us? All right, so now this thing is basically completed, which means that pretty soon it's going to show up on the production endpoint. Not exactly sure when. Should be fast enough, soon enough. Ugh. I really don't have the patience for these things, but you also see like how I'm fiddling around with my mouse trying to get from one place to the other. That's not my strength. All right, so right now we're just waiting for Vercel to like release this thing, and then it's out in the wild. And then in the meantime, while we're here, let's see, last main that's here. You know what? I'm feeling lucky tonight. Let's just branch, a local branch, check out main. This is how I do main, like merge. Fast forward. I like to do fast forwards here. Hack to mainline. Hack goes live, so I don't care. Here we go. Merge. Hack. Bomb. Here. Bomb. Origin main. Now, people, if you go to proto.formation.tools, you'll be seeing something pop up soon that is going to be the latest, not so greatest version of this thing. Okay, so staging is up. All right, we're live. Let's see, engineering. This one is still updating. It's going to take a while. We can also, again, go back to pipelines, figure out what's going on. Do we have to run through this entire shebang every time? Probably not. You know what we're going to do? GitLab CI. We're going to avoid having to rerun. Run for CI. Avoid run pipelines for whatever. I think that's the query. Avoid additional pipeline run when creating new tags. That's an old article, probably not right. Disable pipeline for every commit and run it on. I don't know. That's not one. Speed up your. Okay, let's just read what kind of ideas we have there. How do we speed this up? À quoi servent le cookie? Paramétrer de cookies. No, I don't like cookies. Nécessaire. I can't toggle these. Analytics, publicité, fonctionnalité. Enregistrer le paramètre. I'm not good at this. Fonctionnalité. To accepter. I don't even know if this says like accept everything. Like I'm just saying no. I don't give a shit. I think that's the left side. Um, yeah, no, host your own earners. I don't care. No, no, that's not what I want. For use of Docker cache. Nah, that's not really what I need. Rethink how your jobs use the cache. Blah 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 blah. Uh, Single pipeline per ref. Bop. That's it. As you may have noticed, most latency bugs with GitLab CI occur when plenty of jobs for run simultaneously. Now, please take a moment to thank the person in the team responsible for the marvel of a CI you got there. Okay. And giving more compute power is lower the number of triggered pipelines. Fair enough. Of course, just canceling pipelines for random commits can get you into trouble with the person who pushed it, of course. Those are the non-head pipelines. A pipeline has been triggered on the last commit of a branch before another push to the branches means that a commit is no longer the last one, thus non-head. That won't be missed by anyone if they do not complete. Yeah, fair enough. We only want to run a pipeline on a commit that is the head. Yeah, fair enough. That's fine. Interruptible, true. Like, here we go. Let's do some optimization. Local branch. No, we don't do a local branch. Let me do this the right way, actually. I go to FTC because I work in work trees. This was the working branch. Do I have anything here? Ah, I wasn't even done here. And an idea, an inkling of an idea that I wanted to work on, which is if doc is not undefined, then, oh, so what I want to do is now for different workflows, figure out how to kind of like produce the gradient of colors from to do to done. But these things are optimization points. No one cares. No one cares enough, except for me, but that's not important. Yeah, I'm going to stage that thing actually. That, and then stage by some workflow color gradients. I don't even know if the quality of the stream is actually doable. Last time I streamed, um, Stefano was commenting on it being hard to follow because of the resolution, but I can't have it up on my screen in optimal quality to see what's really going on. So I'm just hoping it's moderately bearable. Yeah, okay. Some idea on workflow color gradient generation. It's not even an idea. Should call things. Should make it this big. Maybe I should store font size that I use for streams. Actually nicer on the eyes too. Okay, cool. Back to work. I'm going to create a new branch. I'm going to start it off at main. Actually, start off at hack. Okay. I'm going to call it Vivina pipeline. Minimize pipeline triggers. Yeah, it's a DevOps task, whatever. Okay, here we go. Then pop. I'm gonna do the GitLab CI YAML. Okay, so this is the file that we need. And so interruptible, yes. Everything to be interruptible. Oh, test and track coverage, code quality. I kind of like want everything to be interruptible. I just don't know where I put it. If I put it global. GitLab CI YAML reference. So the GitLab CI YAML file is a very simple structured text file that configures how these pipelines are run. So every time we push code, it kind of like automates, like when we push code to GitLab or basically our code repositories, it automates building things and dropping them wherever the hell we want them, somewhere on the internet. But if they're ill configured, they sometimes cost you time. So it's on job level, job scope. So I have like a couple of scopes: test code quality, test and track coverage, build and deploy storybook. All of these suckers are interruptible. Yeah. Uninterruptible. True. And you get one, you get one, you get a car, you get a car. In this example, a new pipeline causes a running pipeline to be canceled. Only if step one is running, or okay, so let's understand. Let's understand this. Let me read the docs. RTFM, right? Use interruptible. If a job should be canceled when a newer pipeline starts before the job completes. Okay, fair enough, makes sense. But it should only be scoped to the target, which is either when I'm in a specific branch, I'm deploying to a certain endpoint, that's where I scope it. This keyword has no effective automatic cancellation of redundant pipelines. To say, okay, fair enough, then I don't care. Oh, true, is canceled when starting a pipeline for a change, for a new change. When enabled, a running job with interruptible true is canceled when starting a pipeline for a new change on the same branch. Okay, cool. Yes, okay. You can't cancel subsequent jobs after job with interruptible false start. Okay, fair enough. Job keyword. Yeah, it's job keyword. Okay, cool. We already said that. Example of interruptible. Okay, we got that. Now, that's not the only thing we can do to optimize. So give me another one. Optimize your YAML files. Anchors, I know about. You don't need that. Or at least that's not what I'm looking for. Use extends to reuse. No, I don't need that. Not what I'm looking for. Merge details. Reference tags. Don't need that. Okay, come on. Phrasing. How do I formulate this query? Mm, oh, wrong place. Give me something else. So automatically rerun jobs that failed on known issues. Nah, don't need that. Okay. This is better Google Foo. How to skip pipeline for own refs. GitLab CI. I guess this is kind of like what I'm looking for. Okay. So then if I run git push option C, I skip locally, the pipeline is skipped. In fact, launch a push job. Oh my god, the next time it's not skipped. Why do you have push option? I never used push option, so I don't know what that does. I think it would treat the server as an receive as well as a post receive hook. The given stream must not contain a null or line feed character. When multiple push options are given, they are all sent to the other side in the order listed in the command line. When no push option is given, incremental values of configuration variable push option are used instead. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. I know about that. Okay. Is large to my command at two stages of package versions of the enemy command. The building although it seems to be skipped. Oh, that's it. GitLab CI YAML skipped. Um, probably there's a clue there. That's the skip the manual step and continue. Choose to run jobs. Skip. Commit shop. For commit shop, something like that. Run trigger loud. Want to pass an optional. What? Ah, there it is. Maybe there's a clue. Maybe there is a clue. About it already. What is this? Wait a minute. Issues. Okay, let's figure this out. When merging an MR CI/CD pipeline is kicked off, it can be very useful if the target branch has changed or the MO is created by you and you want to be sure no problems are introduced. But if you want to fast forward merge or merge commit with semi-linear history enabled, then you know that such changes are not possible and a lot of the CI jobs are a waste. You should detect blah, blah, blah. For fast forward merge, you can check for a matching SHA, but for merge commit with semi-linear history, there's still a new commit for the merge, so we'd have to be a bit craftier. Fair enough. Tell me what we can do for fast forwards, because that's what we do. If variables are passed to the pipeline, we shouldn't skip any jobs. And if that's right. That is right. There are variables in play, so we do want to rebuild from scratch. We can't. The build artifact might contain. Yeah. You know what? See, this is how things work. You think you have a clever idea, then you stumble upon something on the internet that makes it very clear that you're not half that crafty, clever. So it's a royal waste of time. Interruptible. We'll make them interruptible anyways. So let's just do that. That's at least what comes out of this. A small improvement. Make CI jobs interruptible. A small improvement or a step back. I saw something about push options here once. Not so sure. Origin should set a default. I should set origin set remote default. How do we do that? Oh, maybe I can actually it's not a folder, but if I go to formation tools, engineering, prototype 1, and then get remote V. For information on this. Verbose. Do I need to give a name? I already did give them like verbose options. I can't see. Let's see which one is my default. Maybe I can like man git config. Let's see. Config is config. Okay, what does that do? So show me local. Can I just see? Get all values. Okay, cool. Get all. Come on. Yes, this is not what I wanted. Wrong number of arguments. Should be from 1 to 2. Can I just get all configurations? I just want to see them. List all. Get. Ooh, shoot, this is probably not a good idea on this stream. I have passwords in here. Let's see, where is this? Like origin. Do I see origin? What's origin? That's not the broken push remote. Nah, that's not what I need. That's a broken push remote. Okay. I may have different origin push remotes. Okay. So what about if I get back in here? Push option. Oh, geez, there's a lot of cleaning up to do. All this junk. But probably once I think magic means these differently. Does that work? Come on. It's scrolling like that. So here we go. Transient prefix. Transient prefix. just use that remote to make a change. So using remotes, this command only deals with remotes as well, not for branches. Transfer of comp commits. Not important. Screw this. Fuck this. We're gonna call it quits. Pushed it. Let's look at the tree. Tree looks okay. Let's look at whatever pipeline Jazz is running and double check that this is localhost that is there. This is production. Production should be up already with the colors at least. The additional visual aids, right? This was a weekend hack, and I'm only getting around to pushing this now because I've been working on bookkeeping for the entire start of the week, along with some other errands, meetings, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's not been the fastest week on the dev front. 3 more diehards in the room, folks. I'm gonna zone out. I think we've made it a good 2 hours almost. This is pretty good for the first stream, I would say. Thank you all for being here, keeping me company in this coolio stream, getting stuff done. Alrighty, look at all this green. Look at all that red that we fixed, you know, except for this storybook stuff. Gotta figure that out. That's gonna be a challenge for another day. We could basically merge this thing. Like I don't think we need any approval from anyone. It's probably not the right spirit there, but you know, you gotta get things, you gotta keep them moving. We gotta keep them moving. Create merge request, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, I gotta merge these other tickets. Update readme with the address for storybook. Let me do that right away. Yeah, let me make a merge request for this one. CI/CD. Jobs interruptible. Create merge request, and I can forget about it. And then we have update readme. That's something that has to be merged, which comes from my dear Stefano. Storybook.js is a broken work link actually, so I can patch that up. Usually I check it out into a different branch, but I'm gonna do something slightly violent here. I'm just gonna fix it up right in there. So I believe that this has to be terminated like that. Oh, this is the wrong file. Okay, cool. So let me check out that branch. Where are we? See, okay. Check out that branch. Oh, and then readme. There we go. The change was here. This thing, or toggle link display. There we go. That should be terminated that way. This one should be terminated that way. But links work. And I copy that. If I do that, paste it in. Works. Just take some time. Yep. Then I probably should figure out why they're not building right now. Also work toggle link display again. So we have like a shorter storybook. Cool. Oh, storybooks would break, probably because of that new stuff we have, because we didn't update the storybooks for that. Now, that's probably part of the reason why we have these breaking changes. So probably if we go back to pipelines, and I look at one of the failing pipelines, I'm probably going to see something in the storybooks that I overlooked. Where is it? Two visual review changes, which what Do I need to? I don't know. What's the issue really? Is it just that we need to review it? View storybook ad. Yeah. View build details ad. Yeah. Okay. So it's like, let's have a look. Project link to get live to make you pass. Exit once uploaded flag to skip waiting for build. Huh. Exit once uploaded. Maybe I can do that. Exit once uploaded. Let's look it up. Chromatic bomb. Ooh, this is going to become a bigger thing than I thought it would be. Do I start a new branch for it? No, it was 6 days ago, so I think Stefano's not going to touch this anymore. So Stefano wouldn't mind if I make the changes right on top of that. So, save file, readme, fix. It's just doc, fix link syntax. That's there. Yeah, let's look at this one. Exit once uploaded. Blah blah blah. And so exit once. Here we go. Yeah, so I can probably get live CI. And let's up and then exit once uploaded. Boom. Simplify. Exit once uploaded. Oh, exit with 0 once the build version has been published to Chromatic only for branches specified. What? I don't understand this now. Exit with 0 once the build version has been published to Chromatic. What's the point? What's the point? How do they know my name? What the fuck? I'm not even signed in. Did I once? Unsettling. I don't even know how they know my name. I'm not even logged into this thing. The internet is a creepy place, folks. Moral of the story, don't trust the internet. Okay. I clearly did not read the documentation correctly. That's not the place I need to be. I need to be here. Understand this. Your project is linked to GitLab, so Chromatic will report results there. Fine, I get you. This means you can pass the exit once uploaded flag to skip waiting for build results. Okay, fine. But then why do I need to pass a branch name? Yeah. So again, back to this. If you really want to know the branch name, only for branch, like exit with 0 once the build version has been published to Chromatic, only for branch is specified. Globs are supported via Pico Match. Pico Match probably takes like asterisk for everything. Matches any character 0 or more times, excluding path separator. Okay, so give me an example of how I use this. Do I just double quote it? Like, okay, so let's just do that. Let's just see what happens now. Exit once uploaded. See, the spelling is correct. Exit once. Project token, blah blah blah. That and then chore. Exit. Job. Upload it. Like pretty simple. Tijan wrote like shout out to Tijan. Tijan wrote a considerable amount of code that you've seen on this project. If it weren't for Tijan, I'd be hopelessly lost. I have to admit, Tijan is the senior most Next.js person on the crew. And I'm looking forward to cutting more code with the incredible, the one and only T. John. Yeah, like one of my favorite developer crews, the Gambia. Shout out to those two folks. Son, probably not in the stream anymore because you got things to do. You got family matters to tend to, with the kiddos and stuff. But shouting out to y'all, Asutek in the Gambia. Much love from this end to yours. All right, so pick a match, not interesting. I did that thing. Okay, did I push? I did not push. Oh yeah, I did actually. So we can kind of like have a look at what the pipelines are up to. Pipelines on the wall. Who is the goofiest of them all? Deploy. Yeah, so I don't understand what's going on. So let's open this up, pop new tab. One of these icons that is new to me. So this one, created. I'm not sure what that means. This job has not been triggered. Okay, fair enough. That's what the icon meant. Of course. Testing coverage. Vercels is happy. Vercel's been like, yeah, cool, I'll take that. First time you see, first Simon sees some first time actual merging happening. Whoa. Yeah, okay. Welcome to the merging game, buddy. Yeah, so this is effectively what is this? The final act to get something out of life. Usually it isn't done until it's merged, right? So you merge it in there and then you can kind of like just wipe the sweat off your forehead, take the next task. It's a good feeling. It's like it's one of these dopamine shot moments where you're like, okay, merged it, next thing. The VEED, like sloppy work. Did I now break code quality? What? Yes. What's the problem? I need to run the formatter. People. It's like working with a child sometimes, huh? NPM run. It's making a royal mess left and right. Okay, so that piece of code is running. Format it. Let's look at the diff. See how much of it is actually different. Doesn't look like there. Oh yeah, that was one of them. That was one of them that I parked when I was flirting with the workflow gradients. Sure. Format btest. Exclude block. There we go. And then I push that to Stefano's branch. Stefano, I'm going to have to buy you a cup of coffee to beg you to forgive me for pushing to your branch. Merging master, I wish. I do a lot of rebases. I am very, very anal about how I like to have things merged. Reason for it being, let me show you another repo that I made some smaller contributions to. So if you say mix source caps lock again, disable caps lock on my computer. Mix source, mix packages. Here we go. So I have a couple of like commits in this thing. But this is a mess because this is what you get. Do I have like one line graph all decorate? I probably shouldn't run it with all. That's the first problem. Okay, so this is what you get when you do merges that aren't fast forward. Look how wide these trees get, these graphs get effectively. Like at some point you can't even navigate it anymore. Like what is this? It's unwieldy, right? And then we have our project now where there's this friendly but more or less anal idiot who has a very, very particular way of merging things. And I try to keep it lean, like a single line. You can go all the way to the beginning of the project and you can kind of like follow this thread roughly. That's why I do fast forward merges on hack to main, because there's usually not any code changing between them. There shouldn't be, and it's basically just a handoff of like, yeah, this thing was deployed on hack. I want exactly the same thing deployed to main. If there is a change, it should be brought in as a separate non-fast forward merge into hack, test it there, and then fast forward it to fast forward main. Yeah. So yeah, that's the reason why I do it that way. Makes it easier. Um, for me, it's practically impossible to navigate this anymore. But you don't have. I mean, usually you don't have to. Um, the NixOS project is a massive one, so pretty impressive what they've done there. Yep. Alrighty, so back to this. Let's see. Do we have any? Did I merge this thing? So there's no change here. Formatting, that's already pushed here. You can see format feed, that's exclude block. Everything green. How about that? How about that? Cool. You know, it's always nice when you have a night where you just did some work and most of the things that you've done are not just ugly hacks, not just sloppy nonsense, you know? Right. So now we're preparing something here. I think this is to deploy to storybook stuff. Like Stefano set it up for us. I actually haven't spent enough time understanding how it works. And I probably should just sit with Stefano to really understand it. But the storybooks make like development easy for us because we can kind of like look at component libraries and see all the bits and pieces that we have here. I'm gonna switch to light mode. So brace yourselves. Sunglasses. Yeah. We're gonna do a warp drive. Snap. Okay. Oh, geez, that's pretty bright. Oh, yes, yeah, so you can see we have a board component, you have a linear component, which you don't really see much for. That's probably some weirdness that I've broken. The thumbnails are actually not so good. I don't like the thumbnails. Like the TOC is really, the thumbnail for the TOC is pretty meaningless, which means that we have to figure out how to fix it. This is just how I probably organized the storybook setup. But then this is actually a cool task that I can ask Stefan to help with. Also, the TOC should probably have a background color because the light text on this, it's not visible, and you shouldn't have to think about the background color of the container to have a functional TOC or usable, because the functional TOC is just not usable because the background is just a pain in the ass. Yeah. Yeah, right. Case in point. Case in point or case in point? I never really got that. I always hear in the movies. Case in point, Johnson. That's it. Ah, that's it. Thank you, Tijan. You helped me out there again. Some English phrases remain intact over years, and the noun phrase case in point is one of them. Case in point is a specific example of what means discussed. The following sentences are case in point because they use the phrase correctly. Easy to mistake that in for an and. Yeah, in the movies, I always understood like case in point, Johnson. Let's wrap this case up. Well, I don't know. Hand it over to these suits. Ah, no, case in point. Case in point. That was a case in point. Chappelle. It's probably a pretty offensive skit. Chappelle ass. But some dude, Sean Carter's Law and Order. Yeah, I probably can't watch that on YouTube. That I want to get banned, folks. You know, copyright laws and all that jazz. I know a lot. I've watched enough of other people's streams to know that that's sometimes a problem. All right, cool. So let's continue this thing. How do I get out of this? Back to my. Do I get ads in this shit? What is this? I don't want this. Got it. Okay, cool. All right, this is cool again. All right, so builds. Let's look at that. 60 minutes ago. Cool. 2 changes. I have to approve them possibly. All right, let's have a look. This thing is still building. How long do you think, buddy? Can't build forever. 70%. Jeez. Did the thing actually run with the parameter I said? It would actually be cool if it built upstream. You just pushed, like, they just took the commit shell and then they did the build. Funky monkey. I'm pretty afraid that there's probably some tokens leaking in here, but this is what it is now. I'm trying to figure out the command. I run build storybook. Okay, we do that locally. I don't think there's a way around it. And then we call the chromatics command somewhere around here. Where is it? Come on. Here, screen right in my face. Okay, cool. Exit once, upload it for any branch. All right. Come on. Am I running this again? Oh, not clever. I'm building the storybook twice. Need that. We don't need that. I can probably just drop this. Yes. Does that give me that? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's give that a shot. Drop. Build storybook. Build storybook. Assuming that chromatic already handles that. Does it? Yeah. Too long. Assuming chromatic already does it. Fair enough. Okay. Cool. That's what we do. Maybe I should double check, huh? Maybe I should double check. What does chromatic do? npx chromatic. Maybe I should do it there. I should probably look at the npm package for chromatic. This is really hard on the eyes. Probably should turn the lights on. Close the window so the mosquitoes don't get in. Lights. Been seated on my ass for too long as well, so I'm also gonna do some standing desk. This thing is going on a lot longer than I anticipated, but yes, while my brain is still fit enough to carry on, let's do it. Using npx, blah, blah, blah. So what does it do? Probably does everything, right? Well, here up top, what is it? Authenticating with chromatic. Storybook built in 17 seconds. So you build the storybook in there. It's not necessary to build it twice. Okay, cool. That I don't. What's this? This push the code. Okay, push it. Let's see how it runs. Not done yet. About to see it. Ooh, this might be. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. This one that failed. But this now would be a pipeline that's completely green. How about that? How about that? We've done some good housekeeping, people. We've done some good housekeeping, meaning if we get this all merged in, then we can have like full green pipelines. How's that, huh? Isn't that one of the most beautiful things you've seen in your life? Like fully green pipelines. Not like Nord Stream 2, or 1. It's probably a sensitive topic. You should be talking about that. Some people are probably trying to negotiate deals, and then you're talking about cracking jokes about Nord Stream. You're like, yeah, people are going to be freezing their asses off, buddy. Not funny. So what do we have here? Waiting for that. This is the actual test of the dropping of that one command. See if it still works. And if it does, we're a little bit closer. Let me also have a look. Is this thing total? Okay, that's still open. Okay, so I have like 5 merge requests right now. Then I'm going to merge the 6-day one. That's the one I'm testing now. I'll merge it first because my dear Stefano has been waiting for far too long. Okay, per your check failed, blah, blah, we're good on that. Thanks for setting this up. Yeah, how do you do like the praying, folded hands, not folded hands. Cool, cool. Can I comment and merge? Yes. You can comment and close a merge request, but you can't close like merge. Merge from pipeline succeeds. Okay. Can I do? Yeah, merge from pipeline succeeds. Fair enough. And then I just place a comment. Then I don't have to come back to it. Okay, that's actually okay. I can live with that, and I don't have to think about it. Also, that's an interesting one. If I do that, does it build up a queue of merge jobs? Because if I come to this one now and I say like, yeah, I want to merge this one, pipeline. Oh, pipeline area isn't ready. Deploy fail. What is still? It's a much older job. Why is it still running UI tests? I don't even know what they do. I have to figure this out. Actually, I just have to ask Stefano. I'm gonna ask Stefano what they do. What are UI tests? Stefano, what are UI tests? Schnellkurs. Is that the right word? Schnellkurs, like a course. A course is like Kurs or Kurz. That's kind of like Kurz is short, so it's Schnellkurs. Schnellkurs. Yeah, Schnellkurs, just S. Schnellkurs. We are in Germany after all, folks. Let's speak the lingua franca here. Gotta roll with lingua franca to get things done out here. All right, cool. Then probably double check. Okay, greenish. Darn it. Did I? Okay, we can interruptible. Oh, this one is also running, so I have to wait. No, so make sure pipeline succeeds. I don't look back. I closed them all. Don't worry about these. Stefano's going to walk me through it. All right, next point of business. I look at the points that I still have on my product board. So where was I? Check stream states. Check stream states for a given workflow. Okay, I understand what it means. Terminating states. Determine colors. Colors can figure out what to do with this. See workflow, state color. Yeah, maybe I can rephrase. Probably want to gradually of this, so say workflow state in a workflow to typing according to some gradient. Not clear what to do here yet, and ask design for input up, and then basing that on, I think I already have. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, cool. Then I say this one for Sage. I'm going to put this in work in progress because I'm going to text Sage right away to help me look into that one. Yeah. This for Sage. This one. Figure out let's do this. We're gonna yeah, okay, figure out that's later. Color scheme, take all of these points there. So for at workflow state color question. I have to figure out this is a question. That's true. Now I move this into spaces, so there's a little bit of reorganization going on. We just put that right in there. Up the org a bit. Defining spaces as a feature. Okay. Just organizationally makes sense. Oh, there's another big one. UniOrg has an update, and I haven't managed to install that one yet. Do I have a point for this? Okay, UniOrg slug, that's one thing I have to look into. Okay. Update UniOrg, that's a task, so let's put that in. That's the next one for me. Shall I put, do we need like a next column? Like, because you have things that are in to do, that's like backlog. And then I have like in scoping where I'm actually already thinking about it actively. And then I have like work in progress when I'm actually like not just estimating what it's going to be anymore. I'm probably actually already building it out in terms of sketches somewhere on a board. And then when it's dev, I'm actually doing engineering, like implementation work effectively. Maybe I should just call it in design, in dev, in test. That's probably better. Yeah. If I change the workflow now, I have to rename all. I have to rename every instance of work in progress. It's a little bit of a messy off. Maybe I don't want to do it. We can do like a, oh no, you're back. Git, we can do like a fast track Git, like a very gentle intro. Because I think sometimes we explain it too different. Like we try to be clever and difficult in explaining it, I feel like, but it doesn't have to be that way. I also think it depends on how teams work with Git. I find it a very, very refreshing tool. Like I think one thing I like to do, like I make tiny changes. Even when I'm working on a file. So here, for example, if you look at the diff here, I basically removed this line, added this line. That part should probably still get it. Removed a few lines here. See here, the red parts removed, the green parts have been added. And I kind of like incrementally walk through files like that. And then I make tiny commits, just additive commits as I go. And for this project, it's easy because there's one main line. There's no one else directly committing to it. But when you're doing like collaboration on a project, then it gets trickier because then you have to coordinate, right? And then you get things like this, like the trees where other people are doing stuff, you get to merge them in. If there's like a good like discipline around how people work with Git, like everyone agrees to a certain workflow, it's probably quite doable. And if the person who handles the merging is senior enough in terms of Git experience, it's probably okay because then the whole merging hell thing is not your problem. But you do have to agree on some ground rules. I think one of the better ground rules to adhere to is to try to have branches that don't live too long, because the longer they live, the further the difference in terms of how they diverge away from mainline, and the larger the potential for merge conflicts that are just difficult to resolve. So typically, we try to keep them small. In terms of lifetime, the other thing is also keep the scope of them really small. So I prefer to not have like branches that touch the entire code base for something, unless it's like a very well-defined task that we know that's going to affect everyone, and then probably we prioritize that before people actually start making changes that will be affected by it. So like refactoring a code, like moving files around, is probably something that we wouldn't do if there are like a bunch of other core things being developed. But if one person is working on this side of the code base and another person is working on that side of the code base, it's pretty easy to bring them back together. But if you don't communicate that within a team and people are just all kind of like working on the same type of files, you're in for a bad time. But I like to think of it exactly in this visual representation as I see it here, where you do show more in history. Let me show more. How far can I go back? Oh yeah, so you start with initial commit. Stefano did the first one. And a couple of initial commit, removed some typos. We initialized Storybook because we figured like, oh, it's probably easier for development. Then we fixed a small linter problem. And Stefano did a bunch of these fixes, right? And then at some point, Percy got in on it as well, helping out. And only far later, 2 months later, like I was probably busy on a lot of other client projects. So I guess 2 months after Stefano stuffed the initial project, I finally got into it. And then we started like dancing together. And then at some point, there were a bunch of changes that were made because I was introducing Prettier, which meant that a lot of files were changing left and right. And that is probably the point in time where an attempt at a merge was done that changed so many different files that I couldn't merge it in. And I had to delay that or either start a completely new main line. And later on, I fixed it by force pushing stuff, which is all these things, forget them. They're not good things to do. Force pushing, that's not a bad thing to do, but there are serious consequences to that. So you should know what you're doing if you do like things like force pushes. Even with rebases, although you can always kind of like recover from a weird rebase. Because the references never get deleted. That's a cool thing about Git. Like I can go back to this branch based on this ref, or that's to this commit based on this commit SHA, and I can rebase things like not here because there have been merges on it, so it's really hard to rebase that because you have to remember left sides, right sides of the merges in order to like tell Git how to sort out the order in which to rebase things. Too much. That's way above my pay grade as well. Like I stick to the simple use cases. For most of the tools that I use, I feel that I just coast on the surface. Even with the use of Emacs, I don't do all the cool things you could do in it. I do pretty light work in it. So yeah, I think with that you could probably get a lot of use out of it. But we're gonna figure it out. We're doing our stream in 2 weeks. So maybe we could do some fun Git stuff with that. And I'm using Magic, which is like a Git porcelain. There are a bunch of Git porcelains. There's this thing called Git Kraken, which is like a GUI. It's probably a lot easier to use than the CLI. My thesis is that for starting with Git, it's probably better to use the CLI. And then I prefer to make commits with Git commit PA, which basically is patch. I think it's patch, right? I don't know what the EA does. Let me see what Git commit A does. It's not interactive. It's something else, I guess. All, okay. All right, cool. Yeah. Using trigger path selection. Okay, cool. I probably did PA, or I just probably did P, and then I get like a menu to select which changes I want to bring in. Let me see if I can. Do I have anything cooking right now that I'm trying to fix? Because then I could show it on that. But I can actually change some files. So I'd be like, static, and then C. Right, that's actually not a bad idea. README. Is it in README already? Oh yeah, it is. The link is here. I can drop it in here. Cool. So it's easy. And then when you're in this Git, when you're in the CI file, you have everything you need right away. Test and track coverage. I can probably put like the coverage report page up as well. Let me figure out cover. CodeCov. I think we're using CodeCov. How do I get there? CodeCov IO Pro 1. Look at that. Ooh, it's not too shabby. Eh? Look, prototype project, people. Some test coverage because I don't want to be bothered manually verifying everything. It's possible. Don't ask Theo from PingGG because Theo probably wouldn't agree. But I think the Primogen would. Ha! Now that I'm in the streaming game, they're practically colleagues, just colleagues at a different pay grade. See. All right, cool. Now I'm going to do it like this, right? So git commit PA. Now, okay, I want to run work tree. So let's go into, that's another thing. I'm using git work trees. It's another level of complexity to bring into the mix. So pretend that they don't exist. They're not important for you right now, but they allow me to have like one repository, multiple versions of the repository open where I have maybe work ongoing in, for example, I may have like some changes ongoing in track C that I abort mid change to go to like track B to like maybe look at something that Tijan has delivered or something that Stefano is delivering, and then I have like main where I try to keep where I always try to keep the state of the folder on mainline so I can do like merges from there. So that's kind of like what I do, like at least the merges from hack to main. Hack is kind of like a prototype staging branch. But yeah, let's go into the C track because that's the one I'm in here. You can see it at the bottom of that. And then I can do something like git commit PA. Or can I only use one of them? So git commit P. And let me use then like editor and vim so it stays. That works. So yes, this I want to commit. See, that's one comment, which this is exactly what I mean. Like this makes it easier using git commit -p. Gives you a lot of control because I can select individual chunks that I want to commit instead of just having everything there. So I have more control. So even if I've changed multiple files, I'll then end up doing patch commits effectively, and then basically break the work I've done into smaller chunks such that a person trying to merge this can read through the logical steps that I walk through to get to a certain result. And then if they decide they want to squash all those commits into a single commit, that's up to them. I don't care. Yeah. Okay. So you have one huge folder with all your different works in it, or can you decide a certain folder located anywhere in your disk can be the one? I can decide anywhere that I want to use Git. The scenario where you have like one big folder with all of your stuff in it, like some companies do it, like I think GitHub, Google is known for having like a massive mono repo. So all the Google products effectively are inside that repository. I'm guessing they're also running like some custom version management system, probably based on Git, but probably quite different in certain regards. You can do that, but for me, it doesn't work because I'm working on all these different projects with different teams, and then having it nicely isolated makes a lot of sense. And I can remove certain things from my hard disk, and that's pretty straightforward. It's a very easy use case, nicely isolated on a very tiny scope, and very low complexity. I'm realizing while trying to commit this that I don't think it's not completely uniform. So I'm going to say for code.gov, C, that's a little more parallel style-wise. I have this not OCD-ish thing, but I do like consistency in some regards. For chromatic, by the way, probably misspelled it. I'm realizing that now. Is it actually called chromatic or chromatics? Again, not important. I'm fixating on these tiny things. Weird like that. Here we go. And then I can put a message here like doc annotate GitLab CI config with comments. And then I save it up. And then if I look at my log, I can see up top that this thing for has been committed in a separate little chunk. And I can actually look at it. It can be like git show head. Whoop, there it is. And I think it's beautiful because I can now, if I were to go here, um, right, I see the history here. I can always go back in the same folder. I could be like, you know what, nah, let's not do that. Let me check out. So how does it work again? B, check out revision. And I'll just say like, give me 70, 44 F05, which is effectively the revision you see up there. I don't know if that works. Let's give it a shot though. Um, Here we are. We're here now. So I basically just undid my changes, but I always still have the option of going back to like, yeah, no. I didn't mean that. I just want to be like, I want to go to the local branch, chromatic, bam. That's where I am. And I can do the same thing from here. And I use Git like this for many years where I can like, yeah, Git checkout head one, which is like one step back, bam. Now note switching to head, it says now it tells me head is at 70. Let me navigate my cursor here. Head is at 70 F05, which is basically the position one back. So I've basically undone my changes. If I were to look at my GitLab CI.yaml, I don't have my nifty comments in there anymore. As you can see on line 42, it's gone. But I can always like git checkout, Stefano, pop up, and then chromatic, of course. Yep. And do the bad thing again. And the comments are back. Oh yeah, it makes it easier for you to like try things. Sometimes I will have like one parallel path where I try things and then I'll go back here like to earlier point and then try another parallel path and then maybe I go back again and try a completely different parallel path. And then at the end of at the end of the multiple experiments, I may then go back to a previous parallel pathway. If I decide that okay, from the four things I've tried, the first thing was actually still better, I may go back to that and then continue from there. It's like a nice way to kind of like experiment, have these different pathways in time. It's like time traveling. This may be a good way to think about it. Time traveling, you can go back, you can go to a different multiverse and live your reality there until a certain point, and then decide like, fuck it, I want to go back, and then you go back and then maybe relive through the other path where you got to a certain result and then just continue from there. Yeah. We'll get stuff, huh? Really cool tool. Gotta say, it's probably one of the better tools that we've had from a development perspective. Fun fact, you know who wrote Git? It's probably the person that has like the most notable contributions in tech, Linus Torvalds. I have such tremendous respect for this dude. He wrote Linux. It's probably the most characteristic image for. He is pretty outspoken. He says what he thinks. Love that about the dude. It's not always wasn't always PC, obviously, if you say what you think all the time without filters. But the amount of work he's gotten done, he's written Linux, which is my operating system of choice nowadays, and much of the internet runs on that. The master gig, absolutely. And then he kind of like wrote Git. Like, what are the chances that a single individual writes like two of probably the bigger change makers in a certain industry, like Linux written by the same guy, then Git by the same guy. The entire industry is basically building on top of that now in terms of software. So that's pretty dope. I should once ask, like, if I ever had the chance to have like holy smokes, maybe I should ask Torvalds. Like, that would be like a stretch goal once to have like Torvalds on a pod or on a stream talking about tooling, like the way he works, how he organizes all the complexity inside of Linux. Does he just keep it in his head? Does he have notes that he takes? How do you, as a single individual, end up being so productive that a gross majority of the world is effectively running on the stuff you wrote? Cray, pretty cray, pretty impressive. Now that's a life lived, right? A productive life lived. Okay, cool. So I think that this thing has issues found, but it worked. It didn't break with the chromatic thing missing from it. And let me double check. It actually worked. Okay, that's fine. So I think we can call this merge, the merge request. We can sign off on it. This thing is definitely going to work. It's just UI tests. I don't think we've defined any. So I'm just going to park that. 100% not alien. Yes, Torvalds is 100% not alien. Just teach me your way, so wise one. That's kind of like the thing you would have to ask Torvalds when you see him. Unbelievable. There are a couple of these characters where you're like, how the heck do they get these things done right? Huh. Look at that. We get to have some fun. Merge blocked. Conflicts must be resolved. No. Okay, but we can fix that. Yeah, I know. Definitely alien, right? Because I tasted the sarcasm there. 100% not alien, but I guess it was just a typo. So if you're not sarcastic, it was a typo. If you were sarcastic, it was just perfectly phrased. Okie dokie. So let's figure out what the differences are. The chromatic thing doesn't want to merge. Why? Oh, but this is a good one to look at because I don't know if you see the highlighted parts now, but you can see that there was this parallel branch that goes back all the way to this thing where these branched off. Very obvious that if things linger for this long, that probably somewhere in this pathway, a bunch of things changed that are really difficult to unify. So it won't converge. And now we need to help the system out. Now I recall that not too long ago, I actually made, like, even today, I made some changes to the GitLab CI file in order to do like the interruptible thing, which I did somewhere here. Where was it? Make CI jobs interruptible. That one. I'm guessing that could have had something to do with this not merging, but there's been a lot of other files that changed. So what are we going to do? What I like to do actually when I want to resolve these issues, I'm going to start a new, and you know what? No, let me not do it from Porcelain. I'm going to do all of this from the terminal, just to show kind of like how that works. So which branch are we on? We're on Stefano Chromatic, git checkout. Right. I don't know how to do that anymore. How do Okay, git checkout hack. All right. There's a way to check out a branch based on another branch, but I just don't remember. So I'm doing the lazy things here. So I'm going to git log one line graph all decorate. You don't have to do it that long. You can also just say git. Let me also git fetch just to make sure I have the latest version of everything. Okay, let me see what it says now. Head is equal to hack, which is equal to origin main and main, but it's not equal to hack origin hack. So I didn't update my local hack, as you can see. And maybe I should do this so you can see the local version. You see origin hack has been merged on the GitLab side, but it's not reflected on my local machine. So here in my hack folder, I should just basically pull in those changes. So here, since we're already on Git branch, since we're already on hack, yeah, the green thing, you can see it with the star. I'm basically going to git pull. See if that solves it. I'm going to pull through fast forward. So that's what fast forwards are good for. Now the head hack on my machine, on my local machine, is equal to origin hack. So now I know that if I'm going to continue working on this, if people now spin off from hack to do whatever, we're kind of like at the same place right now. So I'm not lagging behind and potentially merging into a state for someone else that will raise other conflicts again. Cool. And then what I should try to do, usually what I then do, I do a checkout branch, and I call it vbina/merge.stefano.chromatic. That's just my naming scheme that I like to use. And I already merged that once I tried to do that merge before, which means I need to figure out. Oh yeah, here we go. It seems as if we did merge chromatic into mainline once in the past. So I'm just gonna call it 2, man. Easy. Easy peasy. Okay. And then I'm going to try to do this, git merge. It's gonna get messy, people. It's gonna get messy. Stefano, Collectic. No, fast forward. Yeah. We are the same. Why is it? So right now I'm trying to merge Stefano Chromatic into my merge temporary branch, right? It seems like it wants to do it. Going to run with it. Okay, cool. What is that? It's weird. It worked. Ah, all right. Not the worst situation to be in. I don't understand why we had a merge conflict. Missing something. Merge blocked. Merge conflicts must be resolved. Maybe it's just GitLab having an issue with it. Like, how about let me push my thingy? Push origin vbina merge. Let's say Stefano chromatic 2. He's going to push it to GitLab to see. Git push. What's it again? Remote set origin. Come on, people. Did I miss something? Oh, it did it. To create a merge request, I can, yeah, okay. Sometimes I see just the prompt, like the response is coming from the SSH session, and then it trips me up into thinking that something failed, but it didn't. Well, this is there. I can basically create a merge request. Like, this is gonna be funny. I'm gonna do the merge request now on the GitLab side. Temporary merge branch to resolve potential conflicts for back to dark mode. Easier on the eyes. Good. This is weird. Did I factor something in there that's not supposed to be in there? No, it's exactly what it's supposed to be. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Okay, so this one is ready to merge for some weird reason, right? But that one here, at merge blocked, merge conflicts must be resolved. The source branch is 6 commits behind. Yeah, okay. If I were to resolve this, stupid me. That was not the branch that was failing. Late. You can see that I'm making mistakes. What about the cooking point? Julia's in the house. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, I haven't gotten around to cooking. I'm just kind of like on a streak. Maybe not so much in a streak anymore, considering that I'm kind of like doing something stupid now. So I'm clearly not the sharpest anymore. Let me just get a clear overview of all the merge requests that are there. HCI jobs interruptible. This thing was not mergeable, right? That was the one. Okay, let me fix that then. Git log, one line graph. All decorate. What was it? Minimize pipeline triggers. Yeah, this thing. Well, fair enough. It's not going to merge because there was all this other jazz that was merged in. I'm going to delete the feedbina merge temporary one because that's not necessary. So I'm basically going to say like close merge request. Just me being a fool. Go do that. Yes, Simons, dinner with Sucret, always a great idea. Go enjoy that food. I'm also going to sign off pretty soon. Like, I don't even know how many hours we've been. Holy smokes, 2:44. I've always been watching those George Hod's like streams and wondering like how the hell do you stream 3 hours? It must be hard. And then now you're just filling up 3 hours doing some basic shit. Comment and close merge request. Yeah, we don't need this closing. And then we're just going to pull in that other stuff here. Minimize pipeline. Okay, so this is a good example of what we could do with a. We're not going to rebase it. We're basically going to replay it on top of hack. So, and hit checkout. I'm going to figure out how to check out a new branch based on something else. Here we go. Start point. Pretty simple. I just keep forgetting. But here, new branch and then start point. So that's what we do. So git checkout. B. I'm going to call it vbina. Resolve. Merge. And then I'm just merging my own work, minimize pipeline triggers based, and then I'm basically going to start it on top of hack. There we go. Now I'm just going to run the log command again so you can kind of like see. Yeah, that's stupid. I should the log command again so you can kind of like see where we're at. We basically started this one now, this here. That's the one we just started. We based it off of hack, what you see there. And what we're trying to pull in here is this jazz. Some of us gonna handle that later. Can't do that now. We're basically going to replay that. So I'm just going to cherry pick it. Like I'm going to be extremely lazy here. I'm even going to just copy the ref from here. But I'm using tmux here. I hop between tmux and neovim for things I do in the terminal, and then when I'm in my editor, it's just Emacs. So I'm kind of like living between both camps. I'm like a man who has trouble making choices. Cherry pick. Here we go, conflict, and we can resolve it now. So GitLab, what's there? It gives us always these very useful error messages, so we know what's up. So there we go. And usually you just have to look for these keywords, you know. Less and less and less than. Here we go. NPX chromatics, blah, 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 blah. I made a change to a line that the system couldn't resolve because this line looks a little like that line, but it had something added to it. But the other set did not have a thing added, but it did have another instruction. The machine doesn't know how to resolve it. Does it pick either this thing or this thing? And I will tell it that, well, actually, oh, and it also had the interrupt little bit. Yeah. So as we already kind of like anticipated, clean it up. This looks like a cleaner state. I quit exit. And what do we do now? I think what do we do? Do we just get TV? I don't know. Oh, obviously we have to stage it. Get status. Get status, you know. Both modify. So I just get add that get line. It's conflicts. Now this is an interesting one. So I fixed the issue. I don't know if it will recognize it if I say cherry pick continue. I'm just following the instructions in the CLI prompt output here. So let's see if that works. If I have to get, I have to basically approve them first to mark resolution. Also documentation for the win. It says it literally to mark resolution. I just have to like add them first. So yeah, I have a problem reading sometimes. Hit diff. Let's see. I can't see the diff, so we just cherry pick. Now the thing with cherry picks is that they basically replay previous commit on a different point, which means that if I look, I'm gonna just go back in history, git log, give me that. Look at my history now. You'll notice that here it basically copies the make CI jobs interruptible, which matches this thing here, which happened somewhere in the past, but I basically decided to replay it, and then the merge conflicts emerged, and I had resolved them right in there. So yeah, this should be good to go. So I can Git push origin and then VP now. What was it? I don't even know anymore. Merge. Okay. Merge. Yeah. Or and then I can say superseded by, I'm going to look at my MRs. I'm going to make another MR for this thing. I'm also not a big fan of making MRs for every little fart. I'm just doing it for posterity, such that somewhere in the future, someone can look at like what the hell happened and then probably look up which MR related to a particular branch and then figure out what the author was trying to do. And what I'll just at minimum I'll do, I'll say like this sorts handles merge conflict from 109. Here we go. Yep. And then create merge request. And then I'll here say like superseded by, what is this number? 111, about which this thing already recognized somehow in here. Like, oh, this thing is mentioned in merge request 111. So I just say superseded by, comment and close merge request. And then in this little one, I say merchant pipeline succeeds. I don't care. We're done. Which means that now I can close that. Or, okay, so this is for auth. Next step, Supabase, database. Next step. I was just fiddling around today. Maybe tomorrow I have a bunch of meetings. I'm not going to get any cooking, I'm pretty sure. Probably going to cook something or order some food and then come back to this later. Unstrained, possibly, just talking to myself. All right, I think with 4 people still in there, I'd love to know who's still here, actually. Quite surprised, I can't tell. Like, this was pretty fun with y'all, I gotta say. Like, I'm loving this. I'm gonna do this more often. Every Wednesday, same time. If you're up for joining, or if you have like something to work on, you want to just join the stream, let me know. Good. KB, you're still there. Yeah. Of course, I'll know it. We're gonna dive into a lot more cool stuff when we're doing the stream together. So yeah, definitely there for that. Simon, happy to hear you liked it. We're gonna do some of this every week, so you're gonna see that progress, and it's also gonna be good peer pressure on me to kind of like get some shit done. Because honestly, I'm having too many meetings and some other stuff. I hope y'all lovelies have a wonderful evening. Yeah, right. I had the same thing. Working at the same time felt less alone. I had the same thing. Oh my goodness. Like, I'm totally down for you having your own stream, and then I'll just join, have that feeling of someone just doing stuff, yeah, I love that energy. Ha. Yeah, I'm gonna sign off now. Gotta eat something. I also gotta work on some recovery from sleep deprivation because I haven't been sleeping too well. But y'all are the best. It's a wrap for today. I think what's it? 2 hours 53. Not bad for the first time, right? Love y'all. Whoop whoop. See you next time. I love this. Have a great evening, Gaby. Oh, miss you. I will enjoy the food. I don't even know what I'm getting yet. Do they still deliver? Yeah, they do. It's only 8 o'clock. All right, bis bald euch.